Hi everyone, how you doing? It's Ari. So first of all, thank you so much for getting us over 20,000. It means a lot, especially for the couple of other lads as well. You've seen the documentary where just literally spoke the truth as well, so hopefully enjoyed that. That's on the channel. But today we've got two updates for you. We've got a couple of departures leaving the channel, and also we'll take a look at the opposition. So unfortunately I have to bring you news that Will is leaving the channel. To many of us who've been long-time subscribers, you remember I brought Will on board when we were in the Championship. We rebranded to Newcastle Fans TV. It was just me and him all the way through the Championship, and then obviously we expanded by bringing a lot more team, opening it up to radio shows, going to away games, etc, etc. But Will's been there ever since really the beginning of the rebranding. And I've got to personally thank Will for his effort and for his charisma. I think he's progressed a lot as well. In a good sense, he's used Newcastle Fans TV to develop his own aspirations. Will at the moment is commentator, and that's a huge achievement, commentator for Accrington Stanley. And we've got Rob as well, who's commentator for York City, so both of them are doing really well. But he's also helping out Salford in terms of the social media as well, and he's doing great things at uni, and of course he's got a girlfriend now, and he's got family life when he comes back. But it's not the end for Will. The door is open for him. I just feel for us as a brand, Will's not committing because of his own commitment. He can't, but we want to progress and push this channel on to further things, and unfortunately at the moment Will is holding us back a little bit by not contributing. But the door is still open for Will to return. I've already said to him, look, whenever you're up in Newcastle, get on my radio show, get on the videos. We'll still be a part of it in some aspects as well. And when his studies are all over, he's a fantastic presenter. We want him back as well. The second departure is Chris, our Australian mate. At the moment, Chris is having some issues with his broadband, which you're not seeing him on video. But what I want from every member of Newcastle Fans TV is not just be part of a video, and he's just part of also contributing to his social medias, to also YouTube comments, and also a website, because it's getting a little bit neglected, and it's harder and harder to keep up with the demands that we've got here on Newcastle Fans TV. Everybody thinks we're just a video brand, but we're not. We've got so much going on behind that as well. So unfortunately Will and Chris can't commit at the moment, which is fine. Chris is going to step away from the channel. We opened the idea of having an international fan to see what they go through in terms of viewing it. If you want to do it, cool, message the page. It's not something that we're the Facebook page is not something that we're drastically looking for. We're not looking for replacements at the moment, and that's a massive shout to everybody else who's also stepping up at the moment, and that's the likes of Kyle, Rob, Johnny, Paul, Jonathan. We want to see more on video, Owen as well, so they're stepping up, so we don't necessarily need replacements. It's a shame, but for the channel to progress, we need everybody committed to what they do. So if you want to see more on that, check the social medias out for their lovely little messages that will give those two send-offs. So we're going to be going back to why have tuned in more predominantly is we're going to be having a look at what we're up against this Saturday afternoon, well, evening, if you want to call that. It's a bit of a strange time. I kind of feel weird being in St James's Park on an evening kick-off. It's not often we'll have that. It's only put on an away day. It's live on BT, but obviously, as you know, we'll be there doing all the videos. Brighton, the last 6 results. Let's take a look. So they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 2, just 7 goals, and conceded 9, and they've only picked up a possible 5 points from 15. The ones that you're probably looking at there, notable ones, is obviously the 3-0 away win on the Graham Potter's first game of the season. Fantastic win, and the rest you'll probably say, yeah, about right. Obviously they'll be disappointed to lose at Southampton, because at home that's probably a relegation scrapper. But yeah, they won in the AFL Cup, hammered off Man City, drew Burnley, drew West Ham earlier on the season. So overall, they're currently sitting in 16th place on 5 points. They're slightly ahead of us, but I actually feel like Brighton have had a lot easier starting than what we have. Brighton have played 1 big gun, we've played 3 already. We've played Spurs, we've played Liverpool, and we've played Arsenal already. So for only Brighton to be a point ahead of us. A lot of people are saying that Brighton are going to come here, and Brighton fans are thinking that these are 3 points up for grabs. Newcastle fans are also saying on that. We'll talk more about the tune later on the week, but I'm saying this is a must-win game, because if we get beat, I think the pressure cranks up massively on Steve Bruce, knowing we've got the likes of Man United, Leicester and Chelsea on the horizon as well. We've got a really difficult start once more at the start of the Premier League, but Brighton fans will be optimistic and confident that they can try and nick something, because we've struggled at home in the last 2 seasons against Brighton. And Graham Potter, He's been playing a 3-4-3 formation. It changed to what Chris Hughton had it under, and he's trying to change everyone's thinking to what they're known. Because obviously, when I think of Brighton, I think they're very workmanlike. But what he's changing them to expansive, fluid, attacking side, with the emphasis to keep possession this time. More so when it was under Chris Hughton, because they were just fighting for their lives to stay in the Premier League. But however, they sacked a man who took the club from the lower ends of the Championship, got them into the Premier League and kept them in the Premier League for 2 seasons. I thought it was harsh. Don't care he was on a poor run. He kept them in the Premier League. And all Brighton need to do is stay in the Premier League. Let's be honest. They want to try and get the money from the TV income, the Premier League income, international rights, you name it. So, how they're going to line up, I think it'll be Matty Ryan in goal. Then it'll be Duffy, Dunk and Webster is your back three. And then you might call it wing-back system. You might call it 4 midfield with Montoya on the right, Sully March over on the left, and then Stevens and Davy proper in centre midfield. Maupay, touch on him in a minute. He'll play up top with Gross and Trossard, their new signing, supporting him. Glenn Murray, will he start? That's possibly a change that you might see. And also Byrne might come in that lineup. That's the only 2 that may change this Saturday evening. I'll be surprised if there's any more than that. Of course, Maupay has started well, scored goals for fun in the Championship for Brentford. He's scored a couple already so far this season. To be honest, I haven't seen a huge deal of Brighton this year because they haven't been on TV much live. However, they are. The one thing that Newcastle were accused of is going long at Anfield, and Brighton will pick that up all day long. I don't think Newcastle will go long because they know that their 3 centre-backs are like giants and just headed away for fun. I don't think Newcastle will play that way. Make no questions, we think we should be winning this game. However, Brighton will fancy their chances as well. For me, if we do get beat, like I say, those teams that are horizon, it's difficult. I know you might catch Man U off guard. I've got a good record with Leicester and Chelsea. Have only playing. It's a development side, an experimenting side with youth, but I think you need to win this. I don't care about a draw. I think you've got to go and win this game, because if you win this game, it'll shoot you at the mid-table, and then you can afford to take a hit, lose a couple of games, because we're getting these big boys out of the way, and then once we've got these 3 or 4 fixtures out of the way, it's a nice, easier run for Steve Bruce. Although, of course, easier said than done on paper. As I mentioned, so thank you very much for helping us get over 20k. That was absolutely brilliant. The documentary's already on the channel. It's sad that we're losing Chris and Will, but hopefully the door is open for them guys to return. Later on this week, we've got Jonathan making his appearance on the video. He's been missing for a while. And we'll also get somebody to do a generic preview as well this week for you. And then we'll build up towards the game on Saturday night. Thanks, everyone. Ta-da. Bye-bye.